Hello, ladies and gentlemen, Ardentry here, and we are back with the Smite A through Z. This time we're going to be taking a look at Muzen Cobb. He is the god of bees. He's a very territorial hunter. He's very much focused on setting up his hives and kind of hanging out with them to get a bunch of buffs, and then using his swarm and his honey abilities to apply his passive bees, which will do some damage over time and kind of just really wear down the opponents, and then you finish them off with your stinger, which just shoots out in a straight line, does quite a bit of damage, and then if you kill a target or after a short time, the stinger will fall out, and if you pick it up, you're getting 80% cooldown reduction. So if you keep landing this and hitting it, it's like a 15-20 second cooldown. It's pretty nuts. But if you miss it, then you're gonna feel it for a bit, because it is a pretty hefty cooldown if you do miss. But that all being said, he's a god that I feel pretty comfortable with, and the games that I had went really well. But he is just one of those, he doesn't have any movement options or anything. He's just kind of trying to set himself up in a lane and fight and control a lane. But if he gets jumped on, he's just kind of dead. And that's why he actually sees a decent amount of play as well, and like solo lane and that kind of thing, just because he's really good at that 1v1. He just doesn't want to be disturbed. But I think the game went pretty well, and kind of highlighted some of those strengths, and overall I think we did well. So without any further ado, we'll get into the game. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we find ourselves on Muzen Cobb today. So we have myself, Atlas, Thoth, Arachne, and Amir on the friendly team. Enemy team is Bacchus, Hun, Bats, Vulcan, King Arthur, and Medusa. Probably going to be going against Bacchus and Medusa if everything is normal. And then we have the Atlas is going as support. We actually have Amir going in the solo lane. So, yeah, I'm gonna get this because I don't want to be stunned. So, AMC, his passive is bees. So, whenever we afflict an enemy with bees, they take damage. Every 0.5 seconds for 2 seconds are revealed on the minimap and swarm nearby enemies. And if we auto-attack them, we can extend the duration of the bees by 1 second. And then the first ability that we're going to be picking up is Swarm. So we're going to send damage out in a line, and like a projectile on a line, and it's going to apply bees as well as doing some damage. And so, super straightforward. We're going to throw abilities out in a line, and it's going to do some damage on top of it. And we picked up a Bluestone Pendant, which is also going to be doing a little bit of damage over time from our abilities. I think you'll be able to detect a theme here, which is dots. More dots. Okay. Alright, so we'll pick up our buff and make our way to lane. I was like just a second too late to get that last hit. We are clearing faster, so that's big. Yeah, there they are. They're just catching up on their clear. So we'll see if we can poke them a little bit. Now, the second ability that we did pick up is our Hive. So what we'll do, you see we put our little hive on the ground here, and we have this yellow circle around us. Now, if we stay in this yellow circle, we are going to get a slight heal over time. We are going to, hold on. That's a beads. That works. Heal over time, a movement speed increase, and an attack speed increase as well. So we're very much a territorial god. We don't really have much mobility. We just want to kite, play safe, and exist in our hive network. We'll get some good damage on Medusa here. We do get first blood from the Arachne, so that's huge. And again, we're just going to keep throwing bees on the minion wave and force them to deal with it. We are going to pick up our third ability, which is going to be honey. So we will throw some honey on the ground. We kind of like activate it and throw it in a straight line. And then if we have a hive nearby, like within 90 units or something like that, then the bees will swarm out to the honey and do some, and it'll apply our bees passive to any enemies that go through the honey. So again, just very territorial, and with that, I mean, you can see we're, especially with an Atlas, we can be kind of lane bullies. We can really kind of hold down an area, and there's not a lot that they can do here about it. So, I'm going to rotate around because Atlas is over here getting this buff. I just wanted to clear that wave first. So we'll steal their buff and just keep rolling. Now, once Medusa does hit level 5, we do need to start being concerned because she can really be a threat with her ult. But until then, we're just going to continue to control this wave. Looks like right is in a bit of a scuffle. I think they're making it out alright though. Good. So the other really cool thing about the hives is they do actually provide vision as well. Buddy, I'll just put another one down. So they can work as like a mini little ward you can see here. It's not huge, but it's still something. It's a little bit of vision, and it's free, just kind of for existing. So alright, we secure this buff and we do hit level 5. So our ultimate is our stinger. And it's we shoot our stinger out at an enemy and it'll be lodged on their character for a time period. And if we kill them or after a certain time, the stinger will fall out of their body. This ult also does quite a bit of damage. Like it really can hit like a truck. It's doing a level 1 right now, 275. But it just ramps up, especially with the amount of power that we're going to be getting. So it does really, solid damage. But then also, if we manage to pick up the stinger after it falls, then we get 80% cooldown reduction on our ult. Which is just nuts. Now, we do need to be careful. Medusa does have her ult, so we need to be cautious. But I think we just grab this. We need, I'm gonna look here, 2,000 gold to get our Transcendence. So honestly, here soon, we'll just be able to get a Transcendence stacking, and that'll be a huge power spike. Yeah, we're just a little bit of gold away from this. Oh, found him. I found the team. Gonna get my potion rolling. We do get the slow, but they do kill the hives, so we don't get any damage from that honey. But she backed off. And honestly, now that we have our 2k, I'm willing to just leave. Maybe get these harpies. Okay, they baited me into one more wave. Hun Bats is here, so, and I am very low on mana, so we just gotta be careful. I'm gonna back, ping him to let him know. Okay, we are gonna pick up our Transcendence, and I'm going to pick up a couple more potions and start leveling up our Swarm. That's unfortunate. I tried to ping him that he shouldn't go in, but it's okay. I'm gonna set up a second hive just in case they come around and kill that one. But I don't think, yeah, we're not really, they're not pressuring the tower at all, so we're fine even with that Atlas death. And we are going to control this a little bit. Oh, hello. Wasn't ready for that. That's fine though. Okay. So this is fine though. We can hang out here. Like if we take a little bit of damage, honestly, it's not a huge deal. Like we have a really good health sustain. Just for hanging out with our highs. Second ability we are going to start leveling up is our honey ability. XP camp is gone. Let's see if we can catch rotations. Yeah, they are getting their buff right now. Okay. We're getting some good stacks though on our buff here, on our Transcendence. We'll just keep working on getting experience and gold where we can. And just kind of controlling the pace of this lane. These harpies are up, and we're going to get them on cooldown. So that's huge. We do see Arachne over by Oracles, so she might be trying to come over and get a kill. No, she's going to recall. That's fine, though, honestly. If they do back up here, to like if they leave us unattended for too much, we really can burn through this tower. So that's fine. Put another one up. Just gonna put some bees on these two. Scare them. Put our other hive back here so they won't know. That's not who I wanted to hit. We do trade with the Medusa. Technically Atlas killed her, but that's fine though. Next item we are going to start working on, just because I'm a sucker for sustain. We're going to start working on a Soul Eater. Just because you can actually get a ton of really safe lifesteal that extends for a period of time just because of the damage that we're doing for over time. So I like it. You know, I am a firm believer of you can't do damage if you're dead, so. Again, we do see quite the scuffle. It looks like mid rotated over to solo lane, but they're backing off pretty well and keeping safe. So as long as we're able to get more value in mid than they are on that rotation, then we're totally fine. Atlas is getting some pressure on this tower, so that's huge. We do see them rotating back over. got some good damage over time starting. So we did not pick up our stinger previously, so we don't quite have our ult yet, but we have it in about 5 seconds, so, you know, is what it is. Okay. You fool. You think that's where my power is? Okay. Alright. Let's just keep it up. Like, we are controlling these harpies really well. Looks like Vulcan died to his buff. So that's huge. Okay, got some good poke there. Again, they're clearing just enough to where we can't really get much out of here, but we can also keep controlling these harpies, and eventually we will just outscale over them. Continue to control this wife. Medusa pushes up a little bit too much. Not quite. I thought we might be able to do something there with our ult, but we do miss pretty bad. So that's going to be a full cooldown for that. Oh, we do have jungle coming in, or mid coming in. Okay. Just going to keep this up, throw this damage. I did kind of waste my beads. I anticipated more of his stun, like some stuns coming in, but that's fine though. Honestly, we're getting really good value, and he's rotating over here, so as long as, like, again, as long as Vulcan isn't really getting much out of this rotation, and we do actually pick up the kill on the Medusa. Atlas does throw him back. And we pick up a kill on Vulcan. Arachne is rotating in. Can we get the Bacchus? That's huge. Okay. Ow. Okay, I wasn't ready for that. I'll admit. I'll fully admit that. I thought we'd be able to push it further, but that was a really good reaction from that jungle. He's almost dead, though. He's got to be careful. Arachne's thinking about going in. We are also going to go ahead and pick up Aegis here. But, like, we've been getting so much clear value here in this middle lane because this Vulcan's been rotating over and he hasn't been getting much accomplished. And so with that, even though we haven't been getting as many rotations from our mid lane, he's taken down a tower. You know, he's level 15. He's 4 levels ahead of the Vulcan. So, like, he's getting a ton of value just from hanging out in his lane and farming instead of trying to be fancy and rotate. So yeah, like, the big thing with rotations is you just gotta factor in what is the risk versus reward of you leaving your lane. And there are times where it's absolutely worth it. Like, if you think you can get some kills, great. We might get something with this Medusa, maybe. But I'm fine with just clearing lane and then doing these harpies. Okay. Never mind, they took those. Oh yeah, so right is getting some pressure. I think Atlas is lagging just a wee bit. Because I see him rubber banding quite a bit. But it'll be fine. And we're going to start leveling up our Hive ability. just so this is gonna make these passive bonuses that we're getting for hanging out in our little hive network that much better. The other item that we are working towards and getting item for is we're going to get a crusher. This is going to give us yet another dot whenever we hit something with our abilities. So it's just really one of those, like, we hit someone once and that's all we have to do. Because then eventually they will just be worn down. Okay, we do see them teleporting in. Like again. You're not getting anything out of this. We saw that ult coming a mile away. Get some good bees. We get the Vulcan, we pick up our Stinger, and now we have a 14-second cooldown on our ult. Like, that's insane. Alright. Let's keep our hives down, keep this pressure up. And I mean, if he wants to go in and tank this, I'll burn the tower down. So now we can pick up this kill. We'll get the slow. And get the kill. That's good. Alright. They had some synchronized jumping. That was a cute little moment that our the enemy team had here. But yeah, we'll just spread this honey. Throw these dots out. And it's just so much pressure. It is so much pressure. So again, the real way to counter this is AMC is very, very, very weak to dive. So like if this Bacchus were being more aggressive and diving me more, then like we could really start having a bad day. But again, we're like friendly team is doing a really good job at peeling and keeping us safe. So we're able to just kind of throw damage out when we need to. So like... Oh, don't want that. I'm gonna grab this. It's huge. And I mean, this is what happens when, like, our mid has a 5-level lead. So, like, he's doing good. But we have our Soul Eaters stacked. And that's going to be a surrender from the enemy team. Fun fact, that's actually our second surrender trying to record this in a row. So I might just call it there. So other items that we were probably going to be looking at. It would have been... the Crusher, probably the Jotun's Cunning, and then like a Heartseeker maybe, just to kind of build on that ability power. I know other people will also go with like some more of a crit theme, so you can also do that as well. I don't like building into crit a ton, but yeah, super solid from this team. I mean, we really showed why like it's not smart to just continue to rotate like this when you're not getting anything accomplished and not actually farming. So, important lesson there. We did end up, like, we almost doubled the enemy team's carry, so, like, pretty solid and really good minion damage. So yeah, super, super solid. AMC is just a really easy hunter as long as you can stay in your space and no one gets in your space and in your bubble, then you're totally fine. But that's going to be it for Agni. Next, we are going to be looking at Apua, he'll be some fun. But that's going to be that. We'll see you guys next time.